Can you hear me?
Hello, hello.
Yes,
Okay,
hello.
I can hear.
Yeah,
Yeah,
okay. That's really great. So,
you can hear you.
yes, yes, I can hear you.
Yeah.
Yes, I can hear
Okay,
you really
okay,
good.
okay. Nice to meet you. Yeah.
Yes, it's nice to meet you too.
Yes.
Today I think we also have one colleague from our side. He will join us soon. It will be Mr.
Okay.
Lam from the Parasoft. So if it's convenient for you, then we will wait for another 5 minutes, and then I think we can start this session.
Yeah, sure.
Okay,
No
thank you so
problem. Yeah.
much. Thank you so
Yeah.
much.
Okay.
Okay, so unfortunately, I've just recently known that Mr. Lam from Parasoft has some kind of issues with the laptop. So I think one of his colleague or himself will be joining us soon after he will resolve this issue. So I think that we could start this meeting for now.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay. Yeah, so our
Okay.
colleague
Okay. Yeah.
from Parasoft will join us soon after they will resolve the issue with the laptop. Okay, so firstly, thank you so much for attending this session. I'm Ace from the DerScanner team. So today I will be addressing your feedback or your questions. Also, I will show you the demo of our DerScanner. I will show you how the DerScanner works, some kind of functionality that you guys might have not been able to see yet. So, before I would start, I would like to ask you, how do you want this session to start with? So, you want to give us feedback first, or you want me to show the demo of the product first?
Okay. Hello. My name is Duy. I'm a lecturer in the uh, security, information security technology in the PTIT, and
Okay.
I think you can give us a demo first, and next part we will give some feedback from our in this chat. We have some student they already try your uh, softwares, and they also have some questions and feedback for you. So but I think firstly you can show your demo, and maybe this demo can answer some of their questions.
Okay, sure. I think
Yeah.
that's a good way to start with. So let me share my screen first so we could start this demo. Okay. Tell me, please, if you can see my screen sharing.
Yeah, I can see.
Yeah, we can
Okay.
see it.
Okay, that's really nice. So, what are you seeing right now? It's the UI, the user interface of the this kind of product. So, this kind of product has two way of deployment, and the first one, as you could see here, is the cloud deployment, and also we are going with the on-premise deployment for, I think, almost all the governmental infrastructures and the guys who don't need to have an internet access, who secure the data within their infrastructure or within their company, within their data centers. So this here is basically what you can see after you have get got into with your credentials and you've logged into the this kind of product. So first, you would see the dashboard with all of your projects that are being scanned or have been completed or are in the process of being scanned. And on the left side, as you could see, we have the navigational panel. I would return to it, I think, later. But here is the major and the core thing that you will be seeing if you would use this scanner. So first one is the static analysis. Then we have dynamic analysis, but the dynamic analysis is not supported in the SaaS version. In the cloud version, it's not supported here. Then we have the software composition analysis. So this is the three major instruments that are available within the disk scanner. So I will go one by one for you. So first is the static analysis known as SAST. The SAST technology is basically what you want to be scanned within their Git repo or the Subversion repo, or you have some kind of applicational, like mobile applications. You want to go with the APK file with the EPA files, or maybe you just want to upload the whole zip archive here. So this one is very simple in usage. So how to use this? So if you guys have some kind of the private repo you want to test, you want to check with, then just as provided here, you need to post your link to the GitHub or the Subversion repo, and that's all. So basically, you can do something like this, or if you have some files, for example, some source code, zip archive, you can just select the file and drop it here. Also, same goes with the application mobile. So if you want to scan it, you just get the exe file or you just go with the APK or the EPA file. So it's simple as that, correct? So before we start the scanning, we need to select the file, and then if you have the repo path, then you just paste it into the path to the repo here, correct? But before you start the scanning, you need to go with the settings. So here we have the settings on how to adjust the scanning before it start. So for example, let's say you have the project that is basically on Java or on C Sharp or C++. So before you start, there are, like, a lot of things to know about this because, for example, if you have the Java project, then to start this Java project, you need to build it. And we have provided the full user guide for this. I think I have also sent it to the PTIT on how to use this. For example, also you can get the incremental analysis, you can turn it on. And if you already know on which language your project is being worked on, you can just select those languages. For example, you can deselect all of this that was chosen by default, and you can just choose the number of languages that are being used within your project. This is some of, like some points and some kind of adjustments that you could make prior to the scanning, so the process of the scanning would be a lot faster, correct? So by default, it's selected all here. Um, Here you can see the AI instruments. I think you know that nowadays all of the modern things come with the AI instruments. We can't, like overcome this. So here we have built in two of our own AI instruments. First one is called Dare Triage. So I will explain to you one by one, so you would understand it and how does it work. So first is called their triage. So what is their triage? So basically, I have shown you, we have selected the project files, we have selected our zip archive, for example, we have adjusted the settings, and we have started the scanning. So after you have started the scanning, you would find a lot of vulnerabilities that would come across your project. For example, after the scanning, you have found it, let's say, 20, 30, 100 of vulnerabilities. So how do I know as an user that those vulnerabilities are correct, are true positive? Uh, you easily would go with the manual checking one by one and see if those vulnerabilities are correct, or either you would use the Dare triage. So Dare triage is the automatically triaging system for the detected vulnerabilities, and all of those vulnerabilities would be true positive. So to turn it on, I basically recommend you to switch it here. And by default, the critical and the medium level vulnerabilities are selected. I also do recommend to check the applied triage result box here so that you would see which one of those vulnerabilities are confirmed or rejected. Confirmed stands for true positive, and rejected stands for false positive. So you would focus only on the vulnerabilities that are true positive, that makes sense to remediate and to fix within your project, within your code base. So that is their triage. And the second one we have here, it's called their code fix. So what is their code fix? It's very simple, and I think you guys already have um, guessed by its name. Their code fix, so it's the automatically generating AI fix for your vulnerabilities, for your false things. So how does it works like? So the their triage, let's say, already found the confirmed uh, true positive vulnerabilities for you to work with, and the their code fix will automatically fix it for you. So usually, I think for 5 or 6 years um, in the past, when people were using the app tools like DerScanner, they are usually doing it manually by hand, by themselves, by their teams, by the developers, and by the security specialists. But nowadays, using the AI instruments, of course, like it saves a lot of time. It's a lot easier. Um, so after you have applied the their code fix here, it would automatically fix all of your vulnerabilities. However, as you know, AI nowadays is not 100% accurate. And we are telling actually every people and every of our client to double check the vulnerabilities that were fixed by their code fix, by the AI instruments. We're giving them full cards because we do understand that the AI is not 100% accurate nowadays. So we also do recommend to check the for confirmed by AI triage box here. So basically it would only go with the true positive vulnerabilities, and it will automatically fix only the two positive vulnerabilities. And also, if you would, um, by the way, let me stop here because I think it might be a lot of new information for you. So if you have maybe any questions by now, I could start to answer it for you.
It gives. I have a question for you.
Yeah.
Uh, because AI is not always 100% accurate. So, could you share what datasets your models is trained on, and how do you ensure their quality and security?
So if I understood your question correctly, you asked on which kind of model is our AI based,
Yeah.
and the second one, and how can we assure that it is 100% secure, correct?
Uh, mm, I mean, we cannot answer 100%, but how we can ensure their quality?
The Okay, so let me address your first question. So our AI is self-developed one. Is some of it I think is based on the base model of the AI that has been I think bought from like some AI source. I think more than 60% of that. And after our team has bought that source, we have developed our own AI to work with the projects. So basically, it's self-learning AI. It's working without internet. So if you are talking about the on-premise deployment, then our AI instruments could work without any internet connection, any internet deployment. So basically, after every time you are scanning the projects within your user account, the AI would learn based on your project how like in which way your projects are based, are working, and it would automatically correct itself so that the results would be more accurate, more sharp. For now, of course, it's not 100% accurate. I would say it would be I think 94 or 93 percentage of the accuracy. So it's what our development team are telling me every time when I'm asking about the AI things. So yeah, but this gap of 7 percentage is the thing that we're giving you the full cards, so you could automatically remediate within yourself. And of course, I would show you after how does it looks like, so you could understand better. So the second question, I I don't really get it. So you might, like, uh, tell me again. Maybe simplify it for me, please.
I mean, because it's I mean, how we can answer our result is are correct. I mean that.
Oh, okay. So your results are basically, I think, in that way, it's correct because we have the rule sets. Um, there are more than I think 2,000 rules applied to every steps of the scanning. So after every usage and after every scanning, um, we have the rules applied to it, and those rules are up to date I think every day. Those rules are, I think, the base model of how our DerScanner is working. So is it is it what you wanted to hear, or this question is more about the AI instruments?
Uh, yeah, I mean, I get it.
Sorry, so I have a question here.
Thank you.
You says about the rule here. So uh, I think this we have the first step is you you found the vulnerabilities by rule, and after that the what's the roles of AI here if you find the vulnerability by rule.
Yeah, okay. So let me continue with my demo then,
Yeah.
because I think everything that you have asked right now is basically in the process of when I will show you the demo. So
Uh-huh.
thank you for the
Okay.
questions again. It's very valuable. Thank you for understanding my part too. Thank you again. So I will cover all of your questions during the demo. Uh, so for now, after you have applied the AI instruments, what comes next is the private settings for your repo. Okay, so if you have the private repo in the GitHub, for example, you need to before you start the scanning, you need to apply your credentials. So it's either by login or password, either you have the personal token or the SSH key, for example. So we are providing every like meanings on how to um, have an good authentication method and to provide your data. So and that's absolute safe. Also, when you would upload your project in the DerScanner, you would have two choices. Either you want to save your project in the DerScanner cloud, or you cannot save your project in the DerScanner cloud. So if you have some kind of private project, you don't want to share it with anyone, you want to secure your data, and you don't have the opportunity and the requirements to do it on premise, and you're using the cloud version of this kind, we're providing you with such options. So don't be afraid to upload your projects. You have the option of not to save them. All your data will not be leaked. We have all the need certifications for that, COC2, ISO certifications. So like just be sure that everything is encrypted and is okay for you guys. Okay, so this is all the settings here. You can go through them one by one. It's all for the good adjustment before you start the scanning. The same goes for the AI instruments here if you want to apply them. Okay, so let's move next. I think what you want to see is basically how does it looks like, how does it works like. So I have prepared for you guys one of the project here. So this project is purely, I think, on Python. I think this one probably Py3 here. So this one is basically on Python, very easy project, nothing, like too much and etc. Oh yeah, I'm sorry. Before that, I just want to show you how does also it looks like in the project's interface. So what you can see here would be all the projects that are completed, that were not scanned, or some error, or are in the process of being scanned if you just started the scanning of this project. And here you could see the language of every project that has been detected here. Also comes with the lines of codes, the exact number of line of codes that are contained within your project, and also the vulnerabilities. So we have the total number here divided, and it has a breakdown with the four level of vulnerabilities, starting from critical coming down to the informational level. Yeah. And also we have the security percentage. So before this we actually has the score based thing. So for now we have updated and we have developed the new thing with the percentage. I think it's more easy to use, and you could also see on how secure your project are based on this percentage if you do the first scan, the second scan, and etc. So for example, I could show you that we also have something like this. So this particular project is the special project created so you could see that our DerScanner could basically automatically detect every language that is contained within your project here. As you could see, there are a lot of languages here, something also like known as legacy languages like ABAP or like TypeScript or something like SAP, you know, like very old legacy languages that are used only within, you know, like some kind of work. So yeah, this is basically how the project interface looks like. So let's return to the Python project here. So we could see how does it looks like, how to work with those vulnerabilities. So when you would click to your project, the first thing you would see is basically everything that goes with the visuals. This one is only for your knowledge regarding the visibility and how to, you know, like to work with the scopes of those identified vulnerabilities. And also we're going with the language by statistics. So as I told you, this one is basically pure Python project, but you can also go through the statistic by files. So what does that mean? That means that there are a lot of folders in your project, and you could understand on which one do we have the vulnerabilities contained. And as you could see, for example, at this folder, particularly, we have 39 lines and there was 6 vulnerabilities contained. So this one is just, you know, like for your review. And the second tab here, it's called detailed results. So this one is the main, you know, this one is the main game changer here. So here are all the named vulnerabilities that has been founded by the scanner. So as you remember, I already told you about the Dare Triage AI. So in this project, we have applied all of those AI instruments. First one is their triage, and second one is their code fix. So how could I see them, correct? So if you would click here, uh, on this particular rule and vulnerability that has been founded as the command injection, you could see there are a lot of um, lines that are marked as a vulnerability coming from the critical level down to the informational level, correct? So as you could see, there are some status as confirmed or rejected. So confirmed is basically what is too positive and what this corner and Detriage deemed as a vulnerability that you need to work with. And the rejected one means that it's the false positive. You could basically skip this vulnerability and not work on them, don't remediate them, but you can also double check it if it's true. So how does it looks like? So if you would click on 3 dots near the vulnerability here, you could see the exact explanation of their triage. Why has he decided that this vulnerability would be true positive? Correct? So you could see the explanation here. And as I already told you, I do believe that AI is not accurate, 93 percentage. So for the 7 percentage of those not accurate things that might be, you could cover it by yourself by changing the status to rejected, for example, or to not proceed. So as you could see here, we're giving you the full cards. So if you are not okay with this explanation, you think that no, that's bullshit, for example, you can just go with the rejected. You can change the status of the severity to medium, low, info, or whatever you want, correct? You can also leave the comment on this vulnerability. So this is your project. You need to work with this project, correct? So you might want to leave some comment on this vulnerability. So when you would return to this vulnerability, you would see, okay, I have already looked upon this vulnerability. I have already, you know, like uh, left some comments here, and you would not, you know, like waste a lot of your time. So that's how does it works with the manual fixing. That's how we give you the full cuts. And after you have changed this, you could just click apply here, and the changes would occur, and it would be automatically change here from confirmed to rejected. Yes, and the severity would be medium and etc. But by default, I will not change this because it's the correct thing. All of these vulnerabilities here are double checked by our team. It's all correct. There are no issues with here. So now we would go deeper, correct? We would dive deeper into the vulnerability, and we would look on how do we remediate it, and uh, why does it marked as a vulnerability? So what you would see first is the explanation, the very detailed description on why this one is the vulnerability. You would see the exact syntax and string of those line that contain this vulnerability. As you could see here, this is the pipe one that contains the command injection, correct, with the buff size and etc. I think you guys might know this, and we also have then an example on how to remediate that in the future. Yes, so it would not uh, occur anymore in your project, and what you need to do to remediate that. So we also have the recommendations. This is the same, like what to do, and how to avoid those kind of vulnerabilities in your project. And here's the second AI. I think you have already noticed the their code fix. Basically something like cheat code, yes. So we have the original here, and here's the fixed one. The fixed one with the code fix would be applied as a purple, and as the original one, as you could see, is just like this. So why it's called cheat code? Because just imagine you have tons of vulnerabilities, uh, and and you need to work with them to understand how does they work. But we're we're giving their code fix. I don't know if it's a good thing for the students, by the way. Yeah, but that's how it works. Within the century, and that's how we're helping many of developers to save their time, their efforts, because as you know, there are uh, a lot of teams that only contains of 10, 15 people at least, and all of those guys are working on their tasks every day. They don't have time, like to go through all of these codes. I think they would just give two or three developers to do this task, and they don't have that much time, like to fix the codes in the projects. So that's why I think nowadays all the application security tools like this kind of here are applying the AI instruments, so it could move faster. It could move forward with the task of the developers and of these security teams nowadays. So yeah, so that's how their code fix looks like. Original one, fixed one, but if you want it to work, you need to apply it before the scannings. Okay, so also we have the filters here. I think this one is one of the coolest thing that you can work with. So let's say uh, you have found it like 125 bills is selected. Their triage deemed 70 of them are true positive, and the rejected one, its false positive, is 53. But you can go even deeper. So let's say you have not only Python language within your project, we have something else, let's say C++, C Sharp, or something like that. You could select or deselect those languages here. So the vulnerabilities that are based on those languages would be shown here. So this one is for your usage. Also, you could filter by the severity. So for example, I just want to work with medium and critical one. You could apply this, and you could see there is only 53 here shown, and also the 96 over total with 43 rejected, correct? So we could also see that we have the classifications here. So nowadays we have a lot of standards and compliancy thing within every companies. By default, the scanner is supporting 13 frameworks. For example, you could see HIPAA here. HIPAA is the framework and the compliance standard that comes with the healthcare industry, healthcare governmental infrastructures, companies that are in the healthcare, they are using the HIPAA. So many of the users and the clients, companies, are using this application security tool just by filtering the framework, the classifications here, so that they would have the compliance standard, for the security report. You can use this also. We also have the compare scans. For now, it's not available because I have done only one scan of this project. But if you would click on compare scans, if you would have two of this project, same. Remember, it's very important. You need to have the same project. You have scanned it two times, and then you could apply this compare scanning between two of those projects. It would show you what kind of changes you have made to the new project and what kind of remediation you have done. So you would see basically two projects, and the old one and the new one, and you would see how much changes you have done it. Okay, so it's basically very let's say comfortable to use too. We also have the correlation with dust here. Correlation with dust means is the IAST system, yeah. But for it to work, you need to have the dust. Dust is not available in the cloud version. We're only giving it for the on-premise users. So for now, I think it's not available for you. And we also have the rule sets here. So what is rule sets? Rule sets is basically if you want to go with your custom rules, yeah, because we have many, as you could see, security checks with the rules here. So if you understand about the rules, then you could go with it. You could go with your custom rules also, and I would show it to you in the demo. So yeah, this is I think one of the base on how to work with your vulnerability. It comes, as you could see here, with all kind of named vulnerabilities. You can go with everyone here. As you could see, there are a lot of named vulnerabilities. Something confirmed, something rejected. Which one is confirmed? You could see the vulnerability description within example recommendations fixed with the DerCode fix here. So very simple in usage with all of the explanation, details, and this one I think is the major UI that you need to be uh, um, accustomed with, so that you could use it on every, like on everyday basis. So yeah, I try to remember if I have missed something, but I think, yeah. So if you also would have Jira, I don't know if your students are using Jira. I think you might not use it, but just for the saying, if you have Jira, then we also have the different integrations with DerScanner. So basically you could have linked in your Jira and linked a Jira with the DerScanner tool. So you would use Jira within the DerScanner. It's for the tasks, like base and something. I think maybe for the students it would be comfortable to, I don't know. But yeah, just tell you that we have such kind of opportunity. Also the vulnerability management. For example, if you're working within the team, the students could leave some comments on remediation or on the vulnerability. Let's say, Ding, I have checked this one. So if the other students would see this comment, they would understand that this vulnerability has already been checked on. We also have the event logged here. So the event log is basically the history of actions. So which kind of actions have been applied to this vulnerability by whom, and the dates here, and like everything is shown here. Okay, so this one is the detailed results. So we would go further in the export report. I think this one is very simple in usage, because what you need to do is just adjust the settings for the security report. I highly recommend for the students to adjust those settings so it would not contain a lot of PDF files, because there would be a lot of pages if you would select all of this by default, correct? So please adjust the settings. We would also support full report format here, PDF, CSV, serif, and HTML. And also, I don't know if you need some custom logo, but we have the brandings here. Just upload your own logo within your security report. And after you have adjusted all of this, what you need to do is just click the download button here. So this project would be automatically downloaded, and you would uh, see the security report here. So let me show you how does it looks like. Uh, Please tell me if you could see my other tab on the browser.
Yeah, we can see.
Okay, so this one is the security report, which one you need to get accustomed with. Very simple in the interface. This one is like more detailed in the visuals, as you could see here. The same things that I already showed you in the detailed results in the overview tab, but it's more detailed. It's more with the beautiful, good, simple visuals. And here is the main core thing. So as you could see, here's the vulnerability list. All of these vulnerabilities are clickable. Okay, so let's see. You would click on hardcode password here. You would see that this one would redirect you into the page with this vulnerability, and it would shows you what kind of things has been done to this vulnerability. The same goes with the status, have you changed it or not. You have the event log here. So very simple in usage. That's how it looks like. And yeah, so this that's basically the security report. I basically would stop here because I think you might have, like some kind of questions come across. I have talked also, I think, a lot here. So I would, I think, answer some of your questions. Or if you don't have anyone, then I would like go further with the rule sets. I wanted to show it to you too. And then I think we could go with your feedbacks and, exchange details and etc. Uh, dear colleagues, are you here?
We are. Yes, we are.
Yeah, okay. So okay, I can see I I can see in the chat. Okay, let me read it. Let me read it. Okay. Wait a second. Okay. I got your questions. Thank you so much for addressing those questions. So, for the first questions, I would reply like this. So basically, if we're talking about the triage function, on how does it work and how does it deemed some of those vulnerabilities to be true positive or not, I think this one is for our tech development team to answer, because they know, like more, um, let's say, technical details involved in the AI based model. But as I know, from my side, they've told me that this one is basically self-developed and self-trained AI. It's not ChatGPT, it's not DeepSeek, it's not Grok, yeah, it's not Opus and something like that. And it does not require any internet connection. Do we have any benchmark or comparing things? No, we do not have, because I think to compare our instruments to something like ChatGPT or Opus, I would say it would be not correct, because we I mean, our AI instruments are not connected to the internet source at all. So it could work without any internet connection. And the ChatGPT or Opus, as I already know, it works on the huge, let's say, power frames from the servers. It requires a lot of hardwares, video cards. Let's say same things goes with the Grok, yeah, by Elon Musk. He bought a lot of hardwares. He bought a lot of servers. He built it more than I mean, he bought from Nvidia more than 200,000 of those hardwares. So we are not something like that, yes, because our our instrument, I think it's something like you have took the base, like from some AI source. You have bought it, and then you have just, like, developed yourself that it would work really good within the rule sets and within the task of finding the vulnerabilities within the let's say project. So I think we just can't compare this, because it works on a very, very different level. Of course, you could use ChatGPT or Claude nowadays, yeah, to uh, find those vulnerabilities. But uh, I think that nowadays, no companies that are working in the application security tools are basically using, ChatGPT like this, because um, to understand how those rules work, you need to have a very deep understanding of the rule sets. And to have those understanding on rule sets, you need to uh, upload into the ChatGPT all of these rules, and then tell ChatGPT that, hey, could you please check our project based on every rules that I have uploaded, which vulnerabilities are true positive or are false positive. And I'm not even sure if, like, it would uh, give you the correct answer based on that. But to do that, I think the first step would be upload the rules to ChatGPT and then do something like that. But we do not require to do that. We already have the rules. We already have self-trained AI instruments. So that's why we can uh, already do this without any kind, like, of internet connection required, or, like, based on that. I hope that it would cover some major, like, major points of yours, because I know that maybe you wanted to hear more technical, like, answer here, but I'm not a very technical guy here, so I'm very sorry for that, and I apologize. Regarding your second questions, yeah, I would say that to have the AI instruments within the on-premise deployment, of course, you need a very high graphic cards, like something starting from RTX 4090. Of course, I do know the costs nowadays on those graphic cards. It costs a lot, but this on-premise and AI instruments, I think, it's more for the develop infrastructures. So just a brief example, yeah. Nowadays, if we're talking about our clients, mostly bankings are taking those on-premise deployment with AI because they have such, like um, such resources, and they have such data centers to buy those very high-end graphic cards to install into the data centers to have the AI. For the university, I think I would highly recommend you to use our cloud version because I, of course, I do understand that you guys might not have such, like resources. So that's why I would highly recommend if you want to use AI with the DerScanner, then just use it in the cloud deployment, because in the cloud deployment all the resources are on our side because it's our server, it's our provider, and all the resources, like it's all on us. So use the AI as much as you want. I think there would be no problem. The only problem is with the dust. Yes, so if any of you guys are doing pen test, or your students are learning something about pen testing, about the Dust module or Dust technology, then I think it would be, and then let's say, not a very good thing, because we can't give you the Dust module in the cloud for now, because the Dust is a very, let's say, very simple in one way, but at the same time, it's a very complicated technology to give it to everyone in the cloud. Yeah, I hope that answer your questions. Do you maybe have any other questions so I could address it to?
Học được thì anh đi.
Xin lỗi cho anh. Vâng, ai có câu hỏi gì có thể đặt câu hỏi cho bạn Acer, bạn sẽ giải đáp.
Yeah, so thank you for the answer before. I think the current Xiaomi has to use for the self-service and because it has a lot of feature. And do you think is there a free community edition or student license for universities research in the future? Because I think the report is too detailed and maybe we don't need all that feature in our scientific research.
Um, Lom, I see that you have joined our session. Thank you again for your question. But if if Yulam could if Yulam could ask again
Okay,
about this question, yes,
you want
yeah,
okay, you want him to ask in Vietnamese, right? For detail, right?
yes. If you could ask
Okay,
for
okay, okay,
the details,
okay,
yeah.
okay, 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 okay. Thank you. Anh vui lòng có thể là cho biết là cái câu hỏi vừa rồi của anh ấy chi tiết tiết ấy. Thế là anh muốn cái license miễn phí, license cộng đồng này, miễn phí sử dụng trong tương lai lâu dài như nào vậy anh có thể hỏi lại đặt lại câu hỏi đấy không?
Dạ vâng ạ. Nghĩa là em thấy là đối với cái công cụ này thì việc mình sử dụng quá nhiều tính năng như thế này thì đối với việc sử dụng trong các trường đại học cũng như là cho sinh viên sử dụng ở trong lâu dài thì em thấy là quá là chi tiết, bởi vì là một số những cái báo cáo nó export ra nó quá là detail ấy, ví dụ như là những cái file vừa rồi cái file Python nó khoảng 800 dòng thôi, nhưng mà cái báo cáo report tận 140 trang. Thì em nghĩ là cái việc mình cái báo cáo mình xuất ra là những cái tính năng, quá nhiều tính năng tổng hợp hết lắm ở một cái báo cáo thì không phải là một lựa chọn hay. Em nghĩ là sau này thì nếu mà mình phát triển lên một cái phiên bản community hoặc là áp dụng cho student thì mình có thể là hạn chế một số tính năng, hoặc là mình chỉ có thể lựa chọn là export ra từng những cái feature mình đã muốn chọn trước đấy.
Thực ra thế này là cái giải pháp của DerScanner nó cũng có, nó hỗ trợ full tính năng và hỗ trợ một số tính năng theo yêu cầu của khách hàng, nên là cái này mình phải cấu hình trên cái license để mình có thể mình được dịch lại cho bạn ấy xem bạn như nắm được. Aisha,
Yes, yes.
Aisha, he says with such a report that cover too much detail. So he think he just extract some information, some specific information that's needed. So in the way how we can recommend a license that fit the requirement within the sphere of the future they expect, because they don't need too much detail from that report.
Okay, I got the question now. Thank you so much for detailed explanation, and thank you for the question, of course. So regarding the license, I think we can restrict the license by modules. We can restrict it by the number of languages, by the number of users. If you want, we can even restrict it by the number of rules here. As you could see, I have especially opened this section for you so you could see which kind of rules are applied to all of the findings in the scannings. As you could see, there are more than 2,389 rules applied before the scanning could even start with, yeah? And you could also work with these rules as you would like. You can create your own rule here. As you could see, you have the create rule button. So this one here is just for you to understand that you have the full scope of how you want to work with. If you want to limit the export, I think this is limited not by the license, but this is limited by your choice. When you see I have more than 100 pages here, yeah, I think you might think that it is very detailed. It has a lot of details here, and you want it to be more short. So that's why I have specially told you before you download, please adjust. Yeah, please adjust. Please, like do something like this. Maybe I don't know. Like, yeah, deselect the language. Select only those languages that you have. Like not proceed, something like this. And only after that, for example, and then after that you click download. Okay, and if you have adjusted and then you apply the download button, then maybe this one would be not 141, but it would be less. Yeah, it would be less, maybe 20 pages, 15 pages, I don't know. So this is the only way for now to adjust the security report, that it would be not so much with the information uploaded within the security report. So this is my highly recommendations, but this is not the license thing, yeah, because in the license we can change the language, the modules, the number of scans, the users, even the rules, but not the security report, because security report is for your own choice, how you would apply it and etc. It's very simple, by the way, so I don't think that you would have any kind of problems to adjust your security report, that it would contain not 141 pages, but for example, only 27 pages. Yeah. I hope that it's might like cover some of your questions for now.
Asian let me summarize.
Yes.
Chắc là bạn nghe được Acer đã trao đổi, đã diễn giải rồi đúng không? Thực ra cái không phải là vấn đề license, mà vấn đề là mình sẽ cấu hình dịch vụ trên cái license đó. Đấy, mình có thể là hạn chế bớt số lượng người dùng, hay là hạn chế bớt những cái quy tắc, những cái quy tắc liên quan đến những cái tiêu chuẩn bảo mật, ví dụ như nó OAuth, PCI DSS. Nó rất nhiều, mỗi bộ quy tắc nó rất là nhiều cái quy tắc, cái nhóm quy tắc khác nhau. Nếu mà tổng cộng quy tắc nó lên đến trên 2.000 quy tắc, cái quy tắc bạn có thể lựa chọn trên cái menu đấy, hạn chế những cái quy tắc nào mà mình không sử dụng, không cần thiết đấy. Hoặc là kể cả số lượng người dùng, hay là ngôn ngữ cũng vậy. Những cái ngôn ngữ lập trình mà bạn không 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 cần thiết ấy, thì bạn có thể tắt nó đi, bạn chỉ lựa chọn cái nào nữa. Thì khi đó cái nội dung của cái báo cáo khi trích xuất ra nó sẽ ngắn gọn hơn, nó không phải lên đến 100 trang hoặc 200 trang, nó có thể rút xuống 17 hoặc là 20 trang. Đấy, theo cái mong muốn của bạn. Đấy, vấn đề đây là vấn đề mình cấu hình trên cái license giải pháp. Bạn ấy Acer, bạn sâu cho mình cái toàn bộ cái full của chúng ta tổng thể bạn nắm được. Thế còn cái việc mình hạn chế hay không nằm trên cái menu mình cấu hình. Các bạn còn câu hỏi nào nữa không? Alo, bạn
Anh
còn
Long,
câu hỏi nào không?
anh Long ơi, anh Long cho tôi
ờ
hỏi chút là về cái giao diện này
ờ
ý, thì bên công ty mình nếu mà chuyển giao cho bên khoa thì nó cũng sẽ như thế này cho từng sinh viên đúng không anh?
Ờ, giao diện thì nó là cái giao diện của giải pháp, nó là default. Thế nhưng ý bạn muốn là bạn muốn customize giao diện, hay là như nào?
Ờ,
Giao diện nó hiển thị như thế. Đấy.
vâng vâng.
Nhưng mà
Ờ,
ừ, khi mà bạn
vâng
sử
ý
dụng
ý
thì
là vâng, ý là có cái giao diện quản lý cho một nhóm người dùng chẳng hạn, thì ví dụ như là chia cho một lớp chẳng hạn thì người đứng đầu nhóm ấy chẳng hạn thì có thể xem là các bạn ý ví dụ cho các bạn ấy một cái file, xong các bạn lên trên này, các bạn sử dụng phần mềm của mình để đọc cái file đấy đúng không? Kết quả phát hiện
ừ,
ra lỗ hổng đúng không? Thì liệu
ừ,
có cái giao diện để quản lý cho nhóm trưởng hay là như là không? Vì
à
đây tôi thấy có cái
mình hiểu
project group hay là như nào
mình
đấy,
hiểu mình
vâng,
hiểu mình
tức là
mình hiểu
để
mình
cho
hiểu
giảng viên có thể quản lý được ấy. Đấy. Hoặc là
à mình
một
hiểu
cái
mình hiểu
nhóm chẳng hạn, đúng không? Vâng.
mình hiểu. Hi Aisha.
Yes, yes.
Aisha, they want to know if the solution can authorize between the lecturer and student. It means that can authorize the manager of the group to so that he can view or control the number of users who can access the license for usage.
I think we can do this. This is basically very simple to do, but by the way, so we have a certain level of authorization of the users. So the student might have the let me show you on my other credentials here. So I have mine credentials. So as you could see here, this basically account is my admin account, and as you could see here, I can see all the users that are using the scanner right now. It could be also in your groups here. As you could see, you could also do some roles here, correct? So the moderator or something like that. So every time you want to create, like a users, we can give them, for example, the teachers could have the moderator roles, yeah, and the student could have the user's role. So you would uh, go to the users that are your students, and you can check, like in their projects, what kind of projects they have done and something like that. I think I can arrange something that for you, so you would be in the same project group. For example, uh, you would basically see, like, 10 or 20 students, or I don't know, 200 students that are doing that. But we have the only problem here. Yes, and I think that it might it might not be something that you would really like. So in the cloud version, we are giving only one set of credentials. Maybe I don't know, maybe three, 4 or 5 sets of credentials, but it's, like the maximum, because we can't give you, for example, you have 200 students here, but we can't give you 200 set of credentials. It would be 200 accounts, because it would overload our servers, and we might not being able to work, because we have other clients too. And as you could see, every day they are uploading the projects here. They are using the DerScanner, and we can't just, like, give access to 200 students and 200 accounts. We can give, let's say, 2 or 3 accounts, and 50 or 100 students can use those 2 or 3 accounts, no problem, because those accounts can be accessed uh, uh, multiple times, like and at the same time. So let's say you have 50 students, but you have only 2 set of credentials. Those 50 students can log into your account at the same time, on the different PC, on the different laptops. They can access to those accounts, but we can give you more, unfortunately. So that's why, for user management, we highly recommend the universities. We have been working with universities for a very long time now, especially this year in Singapore. We have contacted one of the universities called the SMU University, and they have the on-premise deployment of this scanner. They don't use AI. They only use the standard version of the DerScanner, so it comes without AI, because they also don't have the resources to install the AI modules. But they have, like, they have the standard versions of SAST, DUST, and SCA here. So they can use them as they'd like, but they can't use the AI modules. It's the only thing. But they have the big uh, advantages of user management, because AI. Because I'm sorry, because this kind is on their on-premise deployment on their machine, so that's why they can control the users. They can have a very big user management there, and that's how they operate with their students in that university. So that's why we recommend universities to go with the on-premise. But no problem, if you don't have the resources and you want to use AI, we can give you the cloud one. But there are some restrictions, as I already told you. Only 2 or 3 sets of credentials. Many students can access. We can somehow manage to give you the moderator authorizations to the teachers, to the students. We can give the users, but that's the only thing that we can help you with. So if it's okay with you, then we can give you something like that. If not, then I think we might rethink on the path of the on-premise deployment.
Okay, thank you. But
Okay.
with our AI, so if in case with our AI, so we can implement on premise or in and also on cloud.
Anh ấy vừa giải thích ý, nghĩa là bạn ấy sẽ vừa giải thích thực ra là nếu mà triển khai on-premise ý, nó sẽ có nhiều lợi thế hơn về vấn đề là phân quyền phân quyền cho người dùng, giống như là bên mình yêu cầu. Nếu như triển khai ở trên nền tảng đám mây ấy, thì họ cũng sẽ hiệu chỉnh làm sao để cho cái việc mà truy cập theo vai trò và phân quyền cho giảng viên được. Đấy. Nhưng mà triển khai ở trên với cái license trên đám mây ấy, thì họ sẽ hạn chế về cái việc cấp cái mật khẩu trong cái tài khoản đây, nó chỉ ba bốn tỷ, tại vì họ không thể trong cấp đến 200 cái mật khẩu cho 200 sinh viên, như vậy cũng là quá tải cái máy chủ trên đám mây. Vì vậy là nếu mà ừm, bên mình mà muốn triển khai chủ động về vấn đề triển khai cho cả những hỗ trợ cho cả tích hợp cả AI, cũng như là kiểm soát vấn đề truy cập người dùng, phân quyền nó chủ động hơn, thì mình nên triển khai ở cái mô hình on-premise thì nó sẽ có lợi thế hơn.
Nhưng mà nếu mà cài đặt như vậy thì cài đặt trên máy cá nhân, ok. Nhưng mà nếu mà triển khai không không mô hình AI thì không biết là để cài đặt thì có tốn nhiều không anh nhỉ?
Không, nếu mà triển khai không mùi nhai thì về mặt sizing thì nó cũng không không cũng cũng không yêu cầu bắt buộc nhiều. Thì bạn vừa nói đấy, thì bản thân là ở bên sinh bạn cũng đã triển khai trên cái trường đại học
Vâng,
của
cái
sinh,
đấy
họ
em
đã triển
hiểu.
khai cái license tiêu chuẩn rồi, thì họ cũng đã làm triển khai rồi, nhưng mà cái phần triển khai họ nó không liên quan đến AI nhiều. Ừ.
Tại vì thực tế ra ngay thì thấy rằng mô hình AI thì có thể đưa ra đấy, nhưng mà về cơ bản thì bọn em bên này muốn biết xem là vậy thì sinh viên khi mà sử dụng cái này ấy, thì các bạn ấy học được gì. Còn nếu như mà đưa mô hình AI như như của bên mình thì gần như là một cái hộp đen rồi, thì em biết là bên công ty thì cũng không chắc là cũng không thể chia sẻ được cụ thể với mô hình đấy nó chạy như nào, tham số như nào, mô hình cụ thể ra làm sao được. Thế thì
Đúng rồi,
cái này cũng
việc
có
chi
thể
tiết
là
thì
mình
ừ,
vâng đúng rồi, thì mình sẽ sử dụng cái phần
về mặt
phần
ứng dụng
ru để
thôi.
phát hiện thôi. Vâng.
Đúng rồi, về mặt ứng dụng thôi.
Thì
Ừ.
ít nhất thì về mặt phần ru thì em thấy rằng là trong cái phần mô tả ru ấy, thì có mô tả xem là cái lỗ hổng đấy phát hiện bằng cách nào, đúng không?
Ừ.
Đó thì ít nhất thì nó sẽ có ý nghĩa cho sinh viên là nó nhìn vào đấy nó biết rằng là cái lỗ hổng đấy phát hiện bằng cách nào, rule như thế nào để phát hiện ra. Chứ còn nếu mà để nó chạy AI ấy, thì gần như là sẽ không biết gì, bởi vì nó chỉ ra kết quả như vậy thôi. Sau đó thì cũng có phần giải thích, nhưng mà giải thích đấy thì thực tế ra thì có thể quay lại phần rule. Đó, chứ còn thực
Ừ.
tế nếu mà về phần AI ấy, thì các bạn ấy muốn biết xem là vậy thì cái mô hình chạy AI nó như thế nào, và tại sao lại ra kết quả như vậy nhờ cái mô hình đấy so
Ừ.
sánh các mô hình khác kiểu như thế.
Mình hiểu, ok. Thế thì để mình dịch lại cho
Vâng.
các bạn nắm được. Hai anh chưa?
Yes, yes.
Hai anh
Well,
chưa? Thế
basically, you cannot translate. I can,
ok, ok,
yes, I can understand
understand,
Vietnamese. I
understand.
just I
Ok,
just can talk
ok,
in it very good.
ok.
Okay, so
Ừ.
to address your question, so yes, I think if we're talking about technical details, I can't dive into the technical details because this one is on the side of our technical development team. I can ask them regarding your questions. Maybe they can tell me something good. But for you students, I totally agree with you that it might be good for your students to know um, and to have a good understanding on how our AI works and how does it deem some of those vulnerabilities to be true positive or false positive, so they can compare this model with the nowadays modern AI tools like ChatGPT or something like that. But as I already told you, I think the AI instruments of the DerScanner operates in a very different way, and it's not basically ChatGPT or DeepSeek or CloudOp and etc. Because I think this one is purely based for the application security, on finding the vulnerabilities within the codes, not like not something that you just let's say type in the chat GPT, because the chat GPT here, I just want to explain to you so you would understand. The chat GPT doesn't have these rules. Yeah, it doesn't have all of these rules uploaded in the memory. All of these rules here have like an example recommendations, like something like that, even the whole rule sets here, like. So that's why it's very important to understand that the AI instruments of the DerScanner differs here. And it also, as you could see here, we have the framework. So all of these rules are also implied in the frameworks, because this is the rules that are only known to the developers of the application security tool like their scanner. And those rules are the, let's say, um, not some of them are like on the basis standard that you could find in the Google or in the Chat GPT or something like that. Maybe you can. I haven't tried it yet. But as I know, the application security thing is not that easy just to find out or just to upload the project and tell ChatGPT, please ChatGPT, find me the vulnerabilities. Yeah, I know that some of our competitors are working with the AI live in the code base. Some let's say American company or something like that. But uh, when you see and when you review on how does it looks like, it's very hard, because they are doing the same thing as the ChatGPT, trying to find those vulnerabilities live, you know, and the results are not okay. Let's say so. It's not very accurate. The accuracy is very mediocre. So that's why I'm telling you this, so you would understand that there are some things here. I can't explain to you technically, of course, but there are some things here that are that differs a lot, and you can't compare the AI instrument here and the rule sets here that are uploaded by the major AI tools in the market, because they operate in a very different let's say caliber. Yeah. But I do understand your concerns and your thoughts on how to on how to show your students the comparison between those AI instruments, and the comparison on which basis the AI instruments deemed those or that vulnerability to be true positive or false positive. That's a very good it's a very good knowledge for the students to have. I totally agree with you. But I think for now, uh, the only thing here is that they can go through all of these rules. If they have any kind of, like questions, like uh, please, please, teacher, could you please tell me why I have founded the empty password vulnerability here? Why it's a vulnerability? Yes, we have these vulnerability all with the detailed explanation, all with the detailed inscription here. And also, you can address to the rules. If they don't understand anything, they can just go to the rules. In the rules, there are all the explanation also. If they are not satisfied with that, you can go to the links. And as you could see, we have the links here that are basically redirecting you to all of the compliance standards of this vulnerability. So CVE 284 is the compliance standard of a vulnerability in the CVE certificate. And it's known as for example, here it's called improper access control. Yeah. And this is the explanation, I think, for the students that they need to know and they need to understand if they want to be a very good security specialist in the future. Because all of those mappings that you could find within the vulnerabilities have already a very long history, and the legacy of those vulnerabilities founded within many projects in every industry. And that's why it is deemed as a vulnerability. And that's why they need to know that if they want to be a very good security specialist in the future. So I hope that covers your question. Thank you again for asking that. So yes,
Okay, thank you.
do we
Yeah.
have any other kind of questions? So we could address, and also I would like to hear something about feedback. Do you have time right now? Because as I can see here, I think our session for 1 hour has already been gone over. So if you don't have time for today, I think we can reschedule it for the other session, so we could address also more feedbacks. And basically, I have shown you only 60 or 70 percentage of what this scanner can do, because we have a lot of functions here. We also have code quality. I haven't shown you how the SCA works. This is our third model, software composition analysis. So there are also a lot of other things in the disk scanner. So just to ask you if we could reschedule for the second session. Do you have time? Do you have any other questions? Maybe you could, maybe we could um, go into full explanation. I mean, into the full details of your feedbacks. You said at the beginning of this session that one of your student has already used the disk scanner. Maybe we could hear some feedbacks from him also. What do you think?
Yes, I'm that a student. That you the DerScanners before. Yeah, I think that's a good tool. Yeah, the result is very detailed and visual for students to see. And as I said before, the result is too much detail when it's got the report. But now I can understand we can adjust that by deselecting the option. Yeah, I think as the point of view of a student, I think that's good one. I don't have any bad thing about it. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for your feedback. Yes, as I already told for the report, it's basically very simple to adjust your settings, so it would not contain so much details, so much detailed pages. Also, yes. So that's a very easy thing, I think, to adjust with. Thank you again. I hope that this kind of would help you a lot. By now, for my other questions, Lam, could you translate to the teachers and students on the second session, on the time? Do we need to reschedule this to show something more, something like that? If you may help, please.
Ok. Bên các bạn có thể sắp xếp ra thêm một cái phiên về trình bày nữa để cho bạn Asia, bạn ấy sẽ giới thiệu để thêm một số giải pháp khác. Hiện giờ là mình hôm nay là bạn trình bày và giới thiệu về cái giải pháp sát thôi. Bên mình còn có giải pháp của DAS này, của SCA nữa. Nếu mà sắp xếp được thì có thể cho biết cái thời gian để bạn sắp xếp.
Vâng, em nghĩ là em nghĩ là ok ạ. Thêm một buổi nữa ok. Còn cái về feedback thì chắc là để em bảo sinh viên sẽ tổng hợp lại xong rồi gửi lại
Đúng rồi,
mình bằng văn
gửi qua
bản
mail giúp
rõ
mình.
hơn ấy.
Đúng rồi,
Vâng, vâng.
đúng rồi,
Như thế thì sẽ rõ hơn, với cả anh ấy đọc nó
chính
cũng
xác,
sẽ kỹ hơn ấy.
chính
Chứ
xác,
còn để
chính
vào
xác.
các bạn nói bây giờ nhiều khi nó
Đúng
lại
rồi,
không đủ ý. Vâng, thì cái
nhờ các
feedback
bạn
là
tổng
về
hợp
thế
giúp
anh nhé.
mình gửi gửi
Vâng,
qua mail cho mình
vâng,
nhé.
dạ vâng. Còn cái kia thì thời gian thì em nghĩ rằng là đây là- thì, ờ, nếu mà được thì phải ở sáng thứ ba hoặc là thứ năm tuần sau cũng được.
Chắc là sắp xếp giúp mình vào buổi chiều sau 3 giờ chiều thì tại vì là
Sau
bạn
3 giờ chiều.
Acer bạn tại vì bạn Acer bạn ấy
Vâng.
ở bên Dubai Dubai này hơn mình mấy tiếng đồng hồ á.
À, dạ vâng.
Đúng không?
Thế thì chắc là
Ừ.
như trước bọn em có nhắn là thứ ba hoặc thứ năm thì chắc là ok, các bạn
Ờ,
cũng
thế
ok. Vâng ạ,
ok,
thứ ba hoặc thứ năm thì
thứ ba
vâng
hoặc
thì
thứ năm
bảo
tuần
anh ấy
sau hả?
chơi. Vâng vâng thì anh
Ok,
ấy sắp xếp. Và mới
ok
cả
để mình ừ.
bên công ty mình có thể mở mở lại thêm cái access cho các bạn hay không? Các bạn bảo là bây giờ vào là như là bị giới hạn hoặc là hết hết quyền truy cập rồi nên các bạn không
Ok
vào được
ok
thêm. Vâng ạ.
ok để mình bảo bạn ấy. Hai Acer.
Yes, yes, yes. Yes,
uh,
I do
they are
understand. Yeah, I do understand the
okay okay
question.
okay
Yes, yes.
okay.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Lam. Yes, I can give you I can give you an access to your account that we have already created. Just tell me, please, or on how much like long on the duration you want me, 2 weeks, a month more, or
I think it's maybe a month is okay.
Okay, okay, no problem. I will,
Yeah,
yes,
yeah,
I will reply the duration for a month.
yeah.
If you need
Yeah, I
more
try
scans,
to give more some students for they try your software.
yes, sure. No problem, no problem with that. Thank you so much again for the session. And yeah, I already understand that Thursday and Tuesday,
Tuesday or Thursday, yeah, you choose
yeah,
it.
Tuesday or
And
Thursday
say
would
we,
be good.
yeah, okay.
Yes.
Mhm.
Okay, thank you so
Yeah,
much again. Thank you so much for
thank
this
you. Yeah, okay,
session.
thank you for
Thank
explanation today. Yeah.
Yes, thank you so much, Lom, for helping me out here. Sorry for not talking a lot in Vietnamese. I'm as a Vietnamese person here too, but unfortunately, I'm living abroad for a very long time, so but I can't understand Vietnamese, but I can't really talk very well. So bear with me a little bit here. I'll try my best.
No worries,
Okay, thank
don't
you.
worry, we understand you. Yeah, no
Yeah.
matter
It's
what.
okay. Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Ok, thank you, cảm ơn các bạn nhé.
Okay. Thank
Thank you
you
so
guys.
much.
Yeah.
Yes, have a great day, evening.
Goodbye.
Yeah, take care. Bye bye.
Bye bye.